Hello everybody. So today I'm just going to go through how to set up LTSpice, maybe do a first simulation. Nothing really planned, just going through the steps of some common skills that we use in engineering. So this is the LTSpice software. If you want to create a new project, you see you can go File, New Schematic. You can also press this button here to create a new schematic. To save, obviously, files, drive somewhere as an example. LTSpice episode 1. Let's make this a series. I think it'll be good. So if you wanted to add components, you can go into edit and add a load of different components. This is where the power supply, all the different type of components are held. So let me just show you. So component, shortcut for that is F2, and then you've got some folders in here. So anything that has a square bracket, that's a folder. So a power supply is called voltage. You get a symbol like this. So put that on. So alternatively, you can press F2, which opens the same menu, and you can get different types of components from there as well. So let's start off with the resistor. So you got this symbol there. And to connect the symbols up, you need the wire. So that's edit, draw wire. Alternatively, you can press F3. So that's just going to connect this up. Slightly missed it. So if you want to move a component, F7 is a nice shortcut, and you can pick up a component and move it. You can also do that from here. So drag, move. So I just pressed F3 to get the bottom part of the wire. Now this is a simulation, so you need a reference point. So this is called a ground point, really. So shortcut for that is G. So if you want to add multiple ground points for whatever reason, you can just do press G on the keyboard. So connect that up, and then we have a circuit right now. Obviously we haven't set any values for any of the components yet, but we can do that. You're making this circuit. So let's say we want to simulate a 10-watt power supply across a 1 kilo ohm resistor. So to change the values, you can basically hover over the symbol and right click. So this gives you the voltage values. You can also change different parameters. Same thing for the resistor. So this is a very basic circuit. If you wanted to start your simulation, you can press the run button here, which is this. But before you can do that, you need to create your simulation kind of characteristics. So for example, how long you want the simulation to run, what the maximum step size is going to be. So think of that as resolution between each step. So resolution of the data they're looking for. So obviously if you have a high frequency symbol, a high frequency signal, then obviously you want your resolution to be a lot faster, so that you can capture the peaks and the troughs and everything from the waveform. So that obviously that's getting into a bit more detail, but at the moment I'm just going to ignore all of that and set up the simulation to run for 1 second. So you put in 1 second there, and this basically, because it's a very small simulation, you can see it's simulated straight away. Obviously on this point we only have one node, so that's this one there. So if I click on that, I can see the symbol, sorry, the signal, which is 10 volts across the resistor. We can make this more complicated if we needed to. Basically, let's say we wanted to add another resistor. So F5 if you want to cut a wire. So I'll cut those two, and then F7, like I said before, to move a component. So I'm going to move this down here, and then if you press the R button, you get another resistor, and then the F3 shortcut to draw wires. So I'm going to draw a wire from there to there and connect this component up. So obviously this gives us a potential divider. I'm going to make this 1K as well. So you know that the voltage is going to be divided by 2 at the middle point here. So if I draw a wire from here, we can give these net labels. Let's call this the VD point, I guess. Put that across there, and then I'm going to call the top one VS point, using this symbol up here. So now if I press simulate on this, obviously that's simulated very quickly. Again, it's a very simple circuit. So I can press this here and you can see that the voltage is 5 volts as expected, and then the voltage here is 10 volts. You can also see the labels that we added. So it's got VS and it's got VD. If you wanted to look at the current through a component, you basically, once your simulation is running and you've not made any changes, you can click over the symbol and you get the current. So the current on this circuit going through R2 is 5 milliamps. Obviously, knowing your Kirchhoff's current law, you know the current through R1 should be very similar. So it's also 5 milliamps. That's all for today. Thank you guys.